Hey, just want to do a quick update for what I did in the lab today. So what I did, the first thing I did was I mapped the room that the lab is in into the Vive. So when you walk around in the room, you kind of get a really good proprioceptive sense of where you are. It helps you can spin around a bunch and then get back to sort of getting a sense of who you are. So I'm going to walk around a bit just to give you a preview of what that looks like. I would like to get rid of those blue things that sort of show up I'd like to get rid of some of those blue things that show up, the Vive default when your head sort of collides into the edge of the tracking space. So that was one of the first things I did, and then next I added a bunch of random geometry in the space. And then I added an interface that allows you to move around in the space. This is sort of based on a spatial computing work before, so I'll show you how that works. Basically, I have this controller here, and wherever the controller is pointing, this yellow ball will show up, and I can pull down on the trigger. And as I pull down on the trigger, the ball will stick to the ground, allowing me to basically move the environment around. So I'm going to take a step back and just jump around for a little bit to show you how that looks. So obviously one of the problems with doing this is that you get really sick really quickly. Um, this is sort of one of the reasons why I built in the architecture of the room, because that definitely helps out a bunch. If you take the architecture off and you start looking on the ground, you're much more likely to get queasy. I'm interested to see how other people feel about this. Also, another issue with this, so in addition to having it stick, it also allows you to flick. This needs to be tweaked a bit, but basically when you pull the trigger, move the environment, and then let go, you will glide in that direction for an extra second. That's obviously a parameter that you can modify in Unity. And then in addition to that, sometimes, just the way this stuff works, if you're not careful, you're just going to fly off the edge and you get lost. And it's kind of difficult to make your way back, so I added the ability to press the side button, which will just reset you into the center of the world. So yeah, I'm interested to integrate this with a little bit more of the spatial computing work. I do have two controllers set up. It's the same script attached to both controllers. But it would be nice to have it so that you can have two controllers to rotate the environment and to scale the environment with these two little yellow dots. I also want to make that yellow dot less ugly. And try more realistic environments. Also, right now, this is all on a flat plane, which is very amenable to gliding along. But obviously, I'd be interested to see see if there are interesting ways we can integrate it into more rugged terrain. Yeah, and I guess I just want to stress how amazing it was to get once this was tracked. Once the room was mapped into the space, all of a sudden, I physically felt really grounded in the environment that I was working in. So that was a huge plus. I'm still toying with how transparent these furniture fixtures should be in order to at least remind me about my physical surroundings, but not like interfere with the activity that I'm engaged with, and also, keep me from throwing up. So, cool. That's all. Peace.